tēnā koutou katoa ko te pai tāwhiti, whaia kia tata, ko te pai tata, whakamaua kia tēnā koe, tēnā koutou e te iwi, and welcome to our fourth live stream game this afternoon, where we have te Tai Tokerau, nā tangata kei roto i te Tai Tokerau, and their opponents this afternoon is Waikato. And here we have in front of us, we're watching the under 16 boys grade, Waikato versus te Tai Tokerau. You see the names up there in front of us on the screen now. Some familiar names here. Martin from the Waikato team, Te Whare, Pārata, Kara, Darlington, Moike, right through from 1 to 16. And we look over to Te Tai Tokerau from up north, and a very famous name there in the touch world, Kake. Wonderful, plus many others coming through. Wonderful to see here on this beautiful afternoon here, Rangi Paki, kei te haere. It's going to be a beautiful afternoon today, e te iwi. As we settle in to another exciting match with my co-commentator here, Jared. Jared, wonderful to have you on board.
It's awesome to be here. Great to be here, and been watching this grade, and it's an awesome grade this year. All these teams have gone toe to toe. This Waikato black side has been really, really good. Obviously, they've got two teams in the grade, but these guys are seriously competitive and enjoying their time on the field.
Yeah, and we have Waikato in front of us. Waikato team who got players galore who have represented the province through the grades, 10s, 12s, 14s and 16s. We've got IPS winners here in this grade. There's certainly a lot, and multi-sports players here representing not just touch today, but rugby league, basketball, volleyball, kiorahi, you name it, these boys are doing it. And likewise in Te Tai Tokerau, rugby, basketball, sevens, cricket, rugby. They haven't got. I'm just looking on the paper down the bottom there. The super famous Bruce Kake leading the way in TikTok. Wonderful to see this match here. Looking forward to a close tussle this afternoon, Jared.
Yeah, I think we've got Con Martin here on the tap off, and we're going to see what he dictates. But yeah, I think it's going to be a close one. From the scores that I've seen, these guys should be pretty well matched.
And just to name our referees, with our three referees this afternoon: Quinn Murphy, Ollie Shaw, and Hamuera Haretuki. Tuku, our referees officiating the game this afternoon. I've been very impressed over the last couple of days around the standard of not just the play, but of our referees. It's working as a team on this field. And that's the hooter.
Yeah, we've got Con Martin there, like we said, just starting up in the middles, taking two hits in the middle with a nice backdoor play into 32. So we've got a quickie on the link here. And we've got a touch, yes, ref's called a touch there. Nice setup, nice flow into a quickie, forcing him to protect that short side. Coming across back into the middle, accepting the touch. We'll have one more strike. Let's see what Martin sets up here. They're going for the back door. He's come around on the back door, set himself up. Really well done, close there. Great attack, great attacking set. That's what every coach wants, having a go at the line, not wasting it.
E tautoko ana e hoa, totally agree with you. That's what coaches are looking for. They're using the six to actually have a strike at the line. As Te Tai Tokerau make it over halfway, and that's touch count 3. The smarts of Bruce Kake and John Randonovich. There's a lot of brains in there, so they'll be conjuring something up as their boys get down on the line.
Oh, and a drop ball there, but great scoop by Riley Raunui. Really, really good footwork and found the space. And we'll probably see him doing a lot in this game.
I think so. trademark game plan of Bruce Kaka back in the day. The Kaka and Radonovich, with Frank Kaka as the manager of the Tai Tokerau, as we see Waikato making their way into the 7 metre zone. Dummy half is touched. So if you're tuning in, if you haven't really kept up to play with the changes in the rules, you will see when they're getting down to the try line, it's now, traditionally it's been 5 metres, we're now into 7 metres. Back in your provinces, you may be still playing the 5 metre rule, but at the Touch New Zealand events, we're now starting to move this into 7 metres.
And I think the refs have adapted so well. The games I've watched here, the refs have been really on point, and it just takes away any grey area, especially when we're in the zone. We know if we out a metre, the ref's going to tell them that they're off a metre on their line, don't have to make line. Like in that scenario, they didn't have to make the line, just a metre out. And if they're on the line, then we know right back to the line. So it's just nice and clear for everybody.
Excellent, and well done. And see, look at the combination and the unit on defence that Waikato are employing when they're going across the field. The whole team are working their way across the field. Well done. Coach will be pleased with that defensive effort.
And they've got an awesome transition. I really like the Waikato flow. You know, they'll come around here and they'll look to shift it around, and you're never able to set. Even in that play, they're never able to set. Great scoop right through there.
That's number 11 for Waikato scooping. That's Maxwell Cutter going through.
And I think we had the number 5, Liam Anderson, finishing it off there for them. So this is the Bunnings Warehouse replay. Oh, like we said, awesome scoop. Always gets through by a centimetre, and great finish, great opening. Well
done, good scoop. We've seen a lot of scoop games, going through. Is that because of the extra couple of metres here, Jared?
I think it's from the beginning of it, you know. No one can set. They're getting a lot of momentum with that 7 metre, and you know you've got a little bit more time on the ball as a dummy half, so you'll see these players now manipulate the player left and right. But another rule that's come in, as a defender, you actually are allowed to follow that player as long as you don't block them, but you actually are allowed to change direction with them. Then once you're on side, make that touch. So we'll see that come into play again here.
So that's a slight variation into the rules, isn't it? That you're actually allowed to sort of track them, isn't it?
Yeah, you used to have to choose a direction, and that's the direction you have to keep going back. But as the game's evolved, they've done that, and it's good. It rewards good defence, because if you can track someone going backwards, that's pretty good. Yeah. You just got to be on side when you touch them.
Exactly. And Tai Tokerau having an opportunity there, just not able to get it down without getting touch. I think the referee sees something out.
Yeah, wasn't happy with the roll ball there. I don't know if it was over the mark there.
So just while we take the opportunity here at Bruce Pullman Park, we've got over 1,000 competitors over the 3 days as part of the National Youth Touch Championship here at Bruce Pullman Park. Lots of them are coming in with their own individual challenges and team goals, and are looking to get the best out of themselves as individuals and as a part of a team.
Yeah, it's just incredible how it's grown, even for myself in such a short time. Oh, great hands there. The ref has called play through. Let's see if we can finish there. Great.
Oh, great touchdown. Great chase out by the Waikato winger there. As we see in the Bunnings Warehouse replay, the winger looking for the line, steps back in and goes low just before the inside players come, pleading to the referee, I touched them, sir.
And that was Tokomaru Tutu with the finish there. Really good, number 16 wing. Great work.
And again, Waikato here on the strike. So far, Jared, we've been spoilt by the skills sets that we're seeing in these players, and that's been the same throughout every live stream that we've had so far.
Yeah, definitely great on the. I have to say that's been great on the live streams in terms of the draw that it's been. We've been a lot of competitive games, a lot of great matchups, and a lot of athleticism seen. And you know, everyone on the live stream, you can see they just put that little extra effort, especially till the end. Everyone's really fighting just to show how much practice they put in. You know, you watch these moves and that these players are always on the field, getting used to playing with each other, setting up, do what the coach wants, and it's cool to have everyone get to watch that back home.
Exactly, and I could tell I was watching Tai Tokerau earlier just before the game warming up, and you could just see the look on their face. They were looking forward to this, not just tussle against this Waikato squad, but actually being able to show their skills to their whānau back up north in the beautiful Te Tai Tokerau.
And here come Waikato trying to just get some momentum there. I like how he ran around and then nice little straight in again. Gets the ball down. And unfortunately not finishing, but I think the ref might give 6 more here. There might have been a hand in there by Tai Tokerau.
Can't pipe. Number 13 for Waikato, he's asking for the mark there.
Got Boaten Manning on the pickup there. Giving to a link. That's a good touch.
These players, you know, these young kids are pretty incredible, the way that they move their body in all directions.
And they can score anywhere. You know, they find the smallest gaps, and they just the way these guys get under the player is just incredible. And it's almost an art form now, this ability to just really get nice and low.
Tikatau. Oh,
great line. And there was, we had, is that number 4 there? Curtis Saxon. We'll see it on the Bunnings replay. Nice pick up and draw, but watch this line that he runs in. Great work. Makes it really hard for the shutter if you run that good line. Nice momentum, and used all the length that he has. Got heaps of it.
Exactly. And good, actually, vision by the scooper there. As soon as he could see that the defensive player had come into him, he knew that the space was on the outside. So well done, Waikato there. There's Te Tai Tokerau. Look to answer.
That is a great call from the ref. Clearly said, play through really early on that play.
And that's what we're talking about, you know, the 7 metres here. So it really requires the player to really work to get back on site. And that occasion, the Waikato player just wasn't able to do that. Number 5 for Waikato, Liam Anderson. But I'm sure he's already working out the next time that he's going to do. He'll make that back for sure.
And like we said, it's going to be tough. This grade has been amazing. This under-16 boys grade has been very, very competitive. You can't do the weigh-ins. Who's beaten who, and we're going to beat this team because we've beaten this team. You can't judge like that because it's who rocks up on the day here.
Exactly. And I'm sure from the coach's perspective, who's keeping to the game plan.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. Who can do it throughout the game, you know?
As we get
it's a great touch from the link. Coming nice and tight there.
We got Williams and Te Whare. Looking for a late cut. No, they go to the short side. Just looking to put ball through hand. Te Tai Tokerau equal to the challenge. Great defence there.
And it's a great play. Just you can see now from them taking the ball away from the sub box. They has forced the error now. If they can get quick play, there's not players in the field at the moment, so they might try have a go here. And we'll see if they regain control. Rather keep the touches. Back yourself and attack that your moves are going to work and not throw it away there. But that error was just forced from them taking the ball away from the sub box, making TTT have to bring it all the way across.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times. Actually, quite a few times from teams actually really picking up on that 15 final, taking it as far away from the opposition subbing box. But here we go.
Great pass. But they were onto it, the defense.
They were onto it.
All moving together as a unit. It looks like we have, what is a touch pass. Ollie Shaw, the referee, has indicated.
Roll ball by Sofala there. Referee just asking for it to be done again.
Yeah, and that's a new rule again. That's that the refs. It used to be if you did the incorrect thing, there would be a turnover. Right. That was fine. If it's a penalty and you roll it, it's okay. But that might have just been off the mark according to them. But the other way around, refs actually just let you take it. They don't punish players for that because it actually kills your momentum anyway. So it's also again a nice rule that's kind of advanced. That in these games, high stress, you could tap a ball instead of rolling, and it's good that you still get possession of the ball.
So you can see, Etiwi, that there's lots of rule changes around the innovation, but also lots to actually support the intent of what the player was trying to do, although the option was incorrect, but the referee went back to say, what was the player's intent here?
There's a nice little OZ play. from Tai Tokerau.
See the referee just signalling a touch there.
And their crossover play. And that's a touch. So the ref has explained it really well there. He said there is a touch, but he's saying that the ball's down first.
Yep, and I've noticed that in the live stream games, and the games that I've been watching, even live when I've been around the field, it's just the way that the referees are interacting with the players and the amount of explanations that they're doing with it. And so I look this, my hats off to all the referee coaches. They're doing a wonderful job, and just the support referees are getting over the tournament.
Yeah, something to watch as a neutral is what's pretty incredible is how well the referees substitute each other. There's always a fresh mind on the field. So we'll have the ref running the line here, but the earliest opportunity he gets inside that 8-meter bracket on the line, he's going to come around and swap out.
Exactly. Here we go. There's a quickie play on the line. You can look outside him. Great touch by Tai Tokerau here. As we go into the last 2.5 minutes, the score, Waikato 2, Tai Tokerau 3.
We've got a nice
game. Go through the back door.
Good touch.
Great touch there.
The coach will be really happy if they use the 6 here. Just get away from their line. You don't want to be playing touch against Waikato on your line. Give them a lot of line attack because they seem to be spotting where the holes are. So you just give them as little opportunity there as possible. Make them work really hard to make this touch. They'll try get a nice scoop here. Always on that 4th touch. Oh, great run. And they've got to go.
It's an opportunity out wide. Is there? Ball's gone. And that's a touchdown. Just like that.
Tito getting his 2nd of the game. Here's your Bunnings warehouse replay. We'll see the defending wing did all they could, try to block that pass, double overlap, but unfortunately the ball fell to the wing's hands and easy as can be.
Exactly. And that really came off a flow from the subs coming on, and they just kept the momentum. Didn't give Waikato the opportunity to actually set up their defense. So let's see what the Waikato team here, the under-16 boys. Oh, and just like that, what do the referees say?
Touch, very close one. Very, very close.
I was going to say, don't go and get your lunch or go to the toilet because things happen in a flash.
Even with these last 50 seconds. But again, the positioning of the ref so good there. He's got right behind the ball there. He's got the best seats in the house. Long ball from Waikato. See if they can finish in the corner here.
Great reach by the Waikato winger. The referee's giving it to him. That's number 12, Nathan McQuaid. Here we go in the Bunnings warehouse replay. Catches the ball, does a 180, and then stretches out, gets the ball down just in time before the Tai Tokerau player was able to touch him. And that brings Waikato back to 3, to Tai Tokerau 4. We're in the last 10 seconds of the first half.
They're going to have a go. Next strike, they're going to have to scoop because else that siren's going to go and then we know if the ball's dead. It's over and here we go. There's the last play.
And that's the referee, calls it half-time here at Bruce Pullman Stadium on number 1 field where we've got the Tai Tokerau still leading 4, Waikato 3. Yep. So that's the unofficial score you see in front of us. Great first half by both teams. Really coming out fast and furious, finding a good pace and rhythm. And it's really just been, both teams have been caught out as the momentum through the field has really not allowed the other team to set up on D.
Yeah, it's such a cliche thing, but everyone's going to speak about that orange zone. Who's winning that orange zone? Yes, you've got to finish, you've got to defend, but it's about getting their momentum. And I think the score reflects that Tai Tokerau, they had that one really good defensive set where Waikato almost scored, and then they were able to drive all the way to the box, fresh legs on, keep the momentum, and strike right back. And it really hurts the opposition when you've attacked, used all this energy on attack, used all the energy on defense, and then they score against you, and then you've got to go sit in the box and think about it.
Ai marika e oho e tautoko ana tō kōrero I tēnei wā. I totally support what you're saying. As we see the try, one of many by Te Tai Tokerau under 16 boys. And that's the other thing here, Jared, these are under 16 young kids demonstrating the type of skills and obvious the attitude to stay into the grind. I'm totally impressed.
Yeah, and it's the thing about touch is it's an experience game. Everyone speaks about experience, but because of the amount of tournaments, like great tournaments, like we have this youth nationals and we have the secondary schools, that these guys by age of 16, they are experienced players. They know the game, they can read the game. Just there, one of the smallest players there picking up, hey, I can scoop right through here and going in and scoring a try,
Yeah, look, and what I'm also loving is the connection with the sport and the philosophy that's coming through from Touch New Zealand that aligns with Sport NZ around the better is balanced philosophy. So it's about encouraging your kids to develop their skills, but it's also looking after, their well-being, their health, and making sure that they're out there having fun as well. So, and that's not just for players. If you're on the coaching staff or in the management, this is about a whole family affair here. So it's about growing lives and learning from each other. So wonderful skills, wonderful part of this kaupapa that the sport really promotes, and it's not just in the playing field. We see it really strongly coming through in the referees.
Yeah, and you just walk around here at the fields and you just get the feel of it. So it's just the vibe, the family vibe, and that everyone's connected, everyone's in their team, but at the end of the day, everyone's mates here, and it's so cool to see all the kids catching up with friends that they played against last year, and it's a really great competitive environment. But there's just the fact that we're all participating, we're all here together, we're all in it together. Everyone wants to know how your friend did in their game, and that's what it's about.
Exactly as we see Te Tai Tokerau having an opportunity, but the Waikato boys are on to it and they shut that one down. As we see Te Tai Tokerau conjure up something else, they look to go long here. It's a back door. Can he find a player? Referee scores a hold, so that's a signal for a hold there.
Yeah, and it's the mirror play. You're keeping your arms out. You're trying to stop the space, and everyone's guilty of it. Sometimes blocking that player's line to run, but it was great defense actually. Martin again with a great touch.
Exactly. When you've got that much space, although the signal was a hold, when you're in that much space, you're actually so close together. It's just really body against body, isn't it? Yeah.
There's a nice OZ play. Link a step back, and what a good read. Good touch. Referee said play on after the roll ball. Good defensive work there. Martin again involved. Scoop through. Unfortunately, we had 4 versus 2 over there. Too much space for the dummy half, and he found an opening.
Exactly. We could see the link and the wing of Te Tai Tokerau as we look at the Bunnings replay. Again, he beats his man on the outside, and it was just about finding a player. And just like that. And that's more about, we talked earlier about the connection in terms of when you're on defence. And it's, although you as a defensive player, if you dive and miss, it puts a lot of pressure on your outside, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. If you miss a touch in this, when someone scoops through, it's very hard for everyone to stay on their man. Waikato are going with the option of having a deep saver hanging back. Oh, great effort there, nice low dive. But they've got to stay connected. Sometimes that deep save, if he overreads, they'll pick up and go the other way, and we saw it there, just using, and I like that the Tai Tokerau are backing their pace there.
Yeah, exactly.
Great scoop again. Awesome work. Maxwell Carter has just been scooping this whole, he's got through about 3 or 4 times, and he reads it so well. So here's your Bunnings warehouse replay. again, just against the grain, so well to hold onto the ball, and then takes time and takes the easy option, which I really like. It's something that anyone watching, if you're a dummy half and you know there's no one on, you take your time, take the easiest option, and he nailed it there.
Yeah, what I like about it is actually, you probably don't really recognise it, but when he's going through, it's actually just the calmness, the level head, just to say something will happen, and just wait for it. And that takes not just skill, but actually the patience, the mind patience to let that happen.
It's young players playing with a old head there, just reading it, seeing what the referee's saying, seeing where the touch has been made, and knowing that he has all the space to run through, and they've overread the play. And Waikato, if they can get on the end of this, is going to tighten it up.
Right, here we go. They're just looking outside, just getting themselves in the right position on the field. There's a space. And just like that, the reply from the Waikato under-16 boys, just a simple pick, draw. And is that number 4 for Waikato? We just want to have a look at the numbers here, and just a pick, draw, pass. And just like that,
number 2,
Grayson Wharakura.
Incredible line, great line, and just looks like Waikato have their tails up here. They're realising that they're getting back into the game here, and they're spotting a few holes in the defence. And I know that's hats off to the coaching staff, because the players get told what's on, and then they go and execute it.
That's right. The coach's dream, when you execute something you put into practice, and as a player, the joy you get from it by executing it. So here we go again. The Waikato defence pushing up, putting a bit of pressure here. We've got in tandem Terry, number 15. He's gone out to the link as they step back in. We've got Kake on the ball now. Just hand off to number 2. The brother Kake, they've got a reading, they've got the mind thing going on.
Yeah, and they're showing good patience here. With the rule of the defense having to walk up, so they can set it up a bit. They are hanging a defender deep, so if they wait a little while, there's a chance that ref is going to penalise that defender. So we'll see on the setup here. Watch Waikato. They're going to keep that one player right back, and he's quite clever. He started quite far behind that try line, just to give him some extra meters to say that he's walking up, and now he's covering his mates here. Great work. It's very dependent on the players outside of him getting up nice and early, so he doesn't get under pressure from the ref. Like in this situation, they can't stand off. They have to go up.
Yep, so it's about having that forward momentum. It doesn't mean that you all have to go up in one line. It just means you need to go forward. Yeah, great point there. Another good strike at the line by Tai Tokerau. Unfortunately, didn't come off for them this time, as Waikato get to the subbing box, looking for a clean heels and speed to come through as they make their way closer to that. Oh, he's scooped, he's gone through. It's now looking for a player. Does he find one? He does, but equal to the task is the Tai Tokerau.
It's Curtis Saxon on the scoop there. Great work. It's definitely opening up for them. Tai Tokerau are going to really want to get on the back of this transition. We'll see if they come out the box with some energy here. And here comes the latch play. They've decided to go to the middles, maybe a little bit lateral there. And a little bit impatient on the roll ball there. They just need to straighten up. Too close to the box and then too far away. They just need to straighten up and use the speed and accuracy that they have. Here's another recount here. Let's see what Waikato do. They've been quite clever with their attack, setting up their strike players in the right area.
Tika tau e hoa. You're exactly in the right area with the right touch count. Let's see what they can do. Quickie play. Sit back, he looks outside.
Oh.
Certainly was on. It probably was just a situation potentially where the link wasn't cued in on that one.
Yeah, and they do have. I like that they've backed their skill to go through that pass, and it was a good option. They did the quickie give back to exploit the overshot, but with the passing play, you have the risk of dropping it, and it was a recount. So you maybe want to play a live play, a safer play, but again, those other plays have worked for them. So Back your pace. They know they can do it if they execute it. And like you said, just a little bit of communication with the link, and I think they'll get on the next one. They get off the hook here and get to go have another go.
Unfortunately, the Tai Tokerau player, Aaron, didn't get the call from the referee. He was hoping that the Waikato player was offside, but he was dummy half, so had to hand over. And here we go. Waikato to put themselves in the middle of the field. It's a pick and go. Teams are mirroring up now. Just like that, looks like it's a touchdown. The referee gives the signal, looks left, looks right, and he calls it. Here we see on the Bunny Warehouse replay, again, scoop and through, looking for the player, and just like that, Waikato have the reply.
That was a great finish by Nathan McCoy. Really, really good. And again, Kyle Martin's been so good on defense, but there showing he's got the scooping ability as well and kind of taking control, and he's decided to actually stay on, defend this set and keep his team into the game.
And one thing we saw on that Waikato try that was sort of mentioned a couple of times was the last pass. The player had passed it closer to the ground, so it meant the person who was catching the ball just had a few inches to go, and when you've got a defensive player near you, that's all you need. It's just a split second to get that ball down.
Yeah, he's already falling and then catching and scoring makes it really hard for the defender to chase and get that low.
Exactly. Good leg speed going forward here as Waikato, touch count 2. Pass their subbing box area now. Okay, let's see if another scoop. What are they going to do? Of course, Kake with the touch there.
Yeah, Williams with the scoop, and great onside touch there, and again great communication from the refs. What I really like from the referees is that it's been very consistent in terms of what we say in terms of the yards. Both of them, all three of them, are calling the 7 meter, and on the line the communication is very consistent. So you're not picking up a difference between the referees being on the field, and as a coach and a player, that's what you want. That you don't have to try adapt to each different referee. These refs are all on the same page here.
Exactly. Nice pick and scoop and go, but just ended up running into the Waikato player. Just weren't able to just swerve past their touch. Otherwise, it could have been an open try here. But again, Waikato quickly turn around, putting the pressure back onto Tai Tokerau as we go into the last 4.5 minutes here with Waikato leading by 1. The scores is 6. Tai Tokerau 5.
There's been a hand on the ball, but the ref has said that he hasn't had a go at the ball, which I like. He's rewarding good defence there. They haven't tried to intentionally block that pass. So great call from Ollie Shaw there.
And again, really like their exit pattern out of their red zone to Tai Tokerau. It's just probably a couple of times we just haven't seen them make the most as they've come around. And here we go again, an opportunity. Unfortunately there, Wairehu is actually a regional touch league, rugby league representative, multi-skilled, this young lad.
Here come Waikato again, setting up with what looked like a slow 32 peel, but they now have it in the middles. We'll go for the quickie play. Great work. They attacked the short side, but the ref has said that the defenders have not made the line. They were offside and they interfered with play, so they'll get the recount. Tai Tokerau will definitely want to try to defend this and get a good exit. Like you said, if they can just get on the back end of an exit, they can pull this game back. But Waikato are going to try and just get the 2-try cushion here.
Exactly. Let's see the connection here on defense from Tai Tokerau. This is when you're on deep, you really need to be talking. Communication is key. Getting back on the line. Well done.
That's
the
really,
link.
That's really what we want to see from the link. It's just that he got off the line. He didn't wait on the line and replay. He took a few steps on the line, which made it easy for the ref to call touch first.
Yeah. I certainly remember in the touch practice environment we were always telling players to come back and then take 1 or 2 steps off the line. So you weren't caught then, just like that. Again, our men.
Oh, great scoop, and we'll see it on the Bunnings Warehouse replay. We've got Max Alcada. Maxwell's just been scooping through this whole time again, just reading the play, and I love that pass. Doesn't need the spiral pass, just chucks a nice little NRL tumble pass there, easy to catch and finish, so calm, again playing like a senior player in a 16 boys grade.
Exactly, it is his trademark. He needs to change his name to Maxwell Scoop Backdoor, because he's owned that in this game. And yeah, you know, like you say, just the presence of mind to keep calm and a nice relaxed pass. Great assist there.
Waikato very proactive on defense there. Got right outside the 7, made the touch on about the 9, which makes it hard for a static play. Tai Tokerau almost finding a hole there. And we're going into the last minute of the game. Yeah, where's this game gone?
Exactly, and I think that's one of the things that Waikato recognised around Tai Tokerau is if you can take the set-up time away. So that means if you get yourself up early, give Tai Tokerau less time to set up, and then hopefully that works in your advantage to take out their options. There we go. Late cut, not able to come off, and that's a handover.
Again, we see that rule coming into play. Not a turnover, just get the mark correct. They've already lost a little bit of momentum. That's enough against that team. They still get to keep the ball.
Yeah, this has been a great match, and it's certainly been a tussle with just coming down to who's actually done, you know, the least mistakes here. And both teams, we've seen the skill set on attack and on defence. Their scooping game is incredible.
There again, just Waikato moving as a unit. If you look how many players they have on that side of the field on defense, it's incredible. And yeah, great finish to the game. I assume that they will definitely take the touch. So the unofficial score is going to be Waikato 7, Tai Tokerau 5.
Tēnā koe hoki e te iwi, and that brings us to full time here at the under 16s boys grade. Full-time Waikato 7, Te Tai Tokerau 5. That's the unofficial score here at the 2021 Bunnings National Youth Championships here at Bruce Pullman Park. We've had the pleasure of coming live to you this afternoon. Signing off, touch, what a game. Been a lot of good growth down there, though, haven't you?
Yeah, I think so. Some of our goals we've been lucky because we've had license numbers.
Yeah.
We've now all of a sudden